It's time to predict the scores for Week 6 of this 2022-2023 Championship season. Before we get into this week's predictions though, last week top scorer with 12 points was Ben Rich 2. Came away with 2 exact scores. However, leading the way on the leaderboard currently is Maka 03 on 44 points, and Maka is currently 1.5 points ahead of Mark Chapman, who is on 42.5 points. So congratulations to the both of you. It's up to everybody else to try and catch them. So let's move on now to predict this week's fixtures. First up, on Friday evening, we've got Luton Town coming up against Sheffield United. Luton, last time out, gaining their first victory of the season over Swansea City at the Swansea.com Stadium. Sheffield United currently leading the way in the division, and I think they'll gain another victory in this one. And I'm going to go for a 2-1 away victory to the Blades. Then we move on to Saturday. We've got Sunderland coming up against Norwich. Norwich turning their fortunes around now, slightly up into 8th position with back-to-back wins in the league. Sunderland themselves currently find themselves in the playoff picture in 5th position, and last time out they gained a very good away victory against Stoke City. I think this will be a tight one, and I think they'll share the spoils. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Then we got Blackburn Rovers coming up against Stoke City. Now Blackburn were heading the division with 3 straight wins earlier in the campaign, but now they've actually lost their last 2 fixtures back to back against Sheffield United and Reading, and they haven't actually scored in those fixtures, and they've let in 6 at home against Stoke. Stoke not too clever on the road. I'm actually going to go for a Blackburn victory. They'll get back to winning ways, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 home win. Then we move on to Blackpool against Bristol City. Bristol City, a fine home victory over Cardiff City in the Seven-Side Derby on Sunday, and Blackpool gained a very good result away against Burnley, where it ended up 3-3 last time. So another tight one, this one. Not too sure of Bristol City on the road. They're scoring goals, but I think this one will end up all square, and I'm going to go for a 1-1 scoreline. Then we move on to the Cardiff City Stadium, where myself and Nathan will be in attendance on Saturday afternoon. There'll be a video on his channel, probably Saturday night or Sunday afternoon, who knows. Against Preston North End. Preston North End are the only team who haven't conceded famously in the league this season. Cardiff keeping 3 clean sheets out of their 5. This has got 0-0 written all over it. It'll probably be a goal fest, but I am actually going to go for a 0-0 draw. Then we've got Huddersfield coming up against West Brom. West Brom, last time out, a very good victory for themselves. I think it was their first win of the season, where they dismantled Hull City 5-2, even though Hull have been doing well themselves. Huddersfield, terrible at the moment, find themselves in the relegation zone. So I'm going to go for an away win to West Brom in this one, and I'm going to go for 2-1. Then we've got Hull City coming up against Coventry. Coventry only played twice this season so far, find themselves at the bottom of the table, so it could be that they might be a little bit rusty. Hull City, even though they lost or got smashed 5-2 last time out against West Brom, I can see them beating Coventry at home, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory to the Tigers. Then we've got Middlesbrough at home against Swansea. Now, a tough one to call this one. Swansea blowing hot and cold. Middlesbrough yet to gain a victory this season. They have had 3 draws and 2 defeats. Swansea going away up to North East, playing away from home may favour them, but I think Middlesbrough... no, I'm actually going to go for a 1-1 score line in this one. Can't see a victor from either team. Then we move on to Millwall against Reading. Reading, who'd have thought, gaining 3 victories so far this season, finding themselves in 3rd position, but those 3 victories have all come up home. When they've gone away from home, they haven't actually scored a goal. It's going to be tight, this one, but I expect Millwall at home to be a little bit too strong for the Royals, and I'm going to go for a 1-0 home win. Then we've got Rotherham coming up against Birmingham City. After a promising start of the season, Birmingham have dropped off a cliff, haven't won now in their last 3 matches, and a home defeat last time out against Wigan wasn't the best, but Rotherham should be full of confidence. Currently find themselves in 13th position, haven't actually suffered defeat this season. I'm going to go for another victory to Rotherham. I'm going to go for a 2-1 home win. Next up, we've got Watford taking on Queen's Park Rangers. Watford themselves haven't suffered defeat this season. QPR, you're not too sure really what you're going to get with Queen's Park Rangers. Currently find themselves in 17th position. They've only won game victory once this season. That was at home in game week 2 against Middlesbrough. So another kind of tight one this match. But I think Watford, the Hornets, should gain a 1-0 home win. And then finally we've got Wigan Athletic coming up against Burnley. Wigan, another team who haven't actually suffered defeat, but they're coming up against a Burnley side who are kind of getting used to this division. They've had back-to-back draws. In fact, they haven't actually gained victory since the opening day of the season. But it's last time out, a 3-3 draw against Blackpool at home. I think they'll edge this one, even though it's away from Turf Moor. I'm going to go for a 1-0 away victory to Burnley. So that concludes my predictions for game week 6. Make sure you leave your predictions over at the Super Brew website. Let's see if you and I can climb up that table. Remember, on Saturday, myself and Nathan will be in attendance at the Cardiff City match, so look out for a vlog over at his channel. But thanks for joining me once again. Enjoy your championship weekend. I'll see you all in the next video.